The original Karate Kid kicks off in 1984, introducing teenage newcomer Daniel LaRusso, who has recently relocated with his mother to Los Angeles, California. As he adjusts to life at his new high school, Daniel finds himself drawn to cheerleader Ali Mills. However, his interest sparks the jealousy of her ex-boyfriend Johnny Lawrence, a skilled fighter and a prominent member of the aggressive Cobra Kai dojo. Johnny and his fellow Cobra Kai members repeatedly harass Daniel, escalating the bullying. One day, when Johnny and his gang corner and viciously beat Daniel, he's unexpectedly rescued by Mr. Miyagi, an elderly handyman with extraordinary martial arts skills. Impressed by Mr. Miyagi's abilities, Daniel begs him for karate lessons to defend himself. Miyagi agrees, but only if Daniel competes in the upcoming All-Valley Karate tournament, giving him a fair shot at facing Johnny. Daniel begins training but soon grows frustrated. Miyagi has him performing what appear to be tedious chores. Eventually, it's revealed that these tasks have secretly built Daniel's strength and reflexes through muscle memory. As their training progresses, Mr. Miyagi opens up about his sorrowful past. He lost both his wife and unborn son while he was away fighting in World War II, where he earned a Medal of Honor. Through Miyagi's teachings, Daniel not only becomes a better fighter, but matures as a person, also growing closer to Ali. For his 18th birthday, Miyagi gifts Daniel a karate gi and a vintage car. At the tournament, Daniel surprises everyone by advancing to the semifinals, drawing concern from Cobra Kai's ruthless instructor, Vietnam War veteran John Kreese. Kreese orders one of his students, Bobby, to deliberately injure Daniel using an illegal move. Although hesitant, Bobby follows orders, hurting Daniel's knee and disqualifying himself. Despite the injury, Daniel insists on continuing, and Miyagi uses a pain-relieving technique to help him compete in the final match against Johnny. The final showdown is intense and evenly matched. Kreese tells Johnny to exploit Daniel's injured leg. Torn but obedient, Johnny complies, worsening Daniel's condition. Still, Daniel musters the strength to execute Miyagi's iconic crane kick, landing the decisive blow and winning the championship. In a moment of growth, Johnny acknowledges Daniel's victory and hands him the trophy, while Miyagi watches proudly. The Karate Kid Part 2 picks up immediately after the All-Valley tournament. A furious Kreese lashes out at Johnny for losing, but Mr. Miyagi intervenes, stops him, and chooses to show mercy instead of delivering a fatal strike. Inspired, Johnny leaves Cobra Kai with his fellow students. 6 months later, Miyagi learns that his father is gravely ill. Daniel, recently single and unsure about his college path, agrees to accompany him to Okinawa. During their journey, Miyagi tells Daniel about his first love, Yuki, who was promised to his best friend Sato. When Miyagi confessed his feelings for Yuki, Sato challenged him to a duel, prompting Miyagi to leave Okinawa. Upon returning to his village, Miyagi reconnects with Yuki, who never married Sato due to her enduring love for him. Sato, now a wealthy and exploitative industrialist, challenges Miyagi to finally settle their dispute. Miyagi agrees to fight on the condition that Sato relinquishes control of the village if he loses. While preparing, Miyagi teaches Daniel a traditional family technique using a drum to develop counterattacks. Daniel also becomes romantically involved with Yuki's niece Kumiko and develops a rivalry with Sato's nephew Chozen. On the day of the duel, a typhoon strikes. Miyagi and Daniel risk their lives to save Sato, who is trapped. Daniel also rescues a little girl. When Chozen refuses to help, Sato disowns him and later returns the village to the people as thanks for being saved. During a celebratory festival, Chozen crashes the event and challenges Daniel to a fight to the death. Encouraged by the villagers, Daniel uses the drum technique to defeat Chozen and chooses to show him mercy, echoing Miyagi's teachings. In The Karate Kid Part 3, a destitute Kreese reaches out to his ruthless war buddy, Terry Silver, to rebuild Cobra Kai and take revenge. Meanwhile, Daniel moves in with Miyagi, and the two open a bonsai shop together. Daniel starts dating Jessica, and the couple are soon threatened by Mike Barnes, a top karate competitor sent to provoke Daniel into re-entering the tournament. Miyagi advises against fighting, but when Barnes and his goons trash the shop and hurt Jessica, Daniel, determined to fix things, digs up a valuable bonsai from Okinawa to sell. Barnes appears again, breaking the tree in half. Miyagi tries to calm Daniel, urging him not to be consumed by anger. When Miyagi refuses to train Daniel for revenge, Daniel turns to Silver, who pretends to be a reformed man wanting to restore Cobra Kai's reputation. Secretly, Silver works with Kreese and Barnes to manipulate Daniel and damage his bond with Miyagi. Under Silver's influence, Daniel becomes more violent, eventually attacking a stranger paid to provoke him. Shocked by his actions, Daniel seeks forgiveness from Miyagi and Jessica. Miyagi forgives him and reveals the broken bonsai as healing, symbolizing hope. Miyagi resumes training Daniel for the tournament. The final bout with Barnes is grueling and goes into sudden death over time. Just as Daniel begins to falter, Miyagi reminds him of everything he's learned. Empowered, Daniel defeats Barnes and wins the championship, while Cobra Kai falls into disgrace once more. The next Karate Kid shifts focus to a new student. At a World War II veteran ceremony, Miyagi meets Louisa Pierce, widow of a fellow soldier. She introduces him to her granddaughter, Julie, a troubled teen mourning the loss of her parents. Recognizing her pain, Miyagi offers guidance. Julie attends a high school dominated by a militarized group called the Alpha Elite, led by Colonel Dugan. One of his recruits, Ned, targets Julie with unwanted advances. As Miyagi and Julie grow closer, she reveals her late father taught her karate. Miyagi takes Julie to a Buddhist monastery where she learns to manage her emotions and value life. He teaches her to dance before prom, where she goes with Eric, her love interest. When Ned sees them kiss, he and the Alpha Elite brutally beat Eric. Julie steps in and challenges Ned to a fight, where she defeats him using Miyagi's lessons. Dugan orders the other Alpha Elite members to attack her, but they reject him. Miyagi then challenges and defeats Dugan, putting an end to his reign. Julie and Miyagi walk away victorious and at peace. In the 2010 reboot, The Karate Kid introduces Dre Parker, a 12-year-old who relocates from Detroit to Beijing with his widowed mother. Trying to adapt, Dre is smitten by violinist Mei Ying, but attracts the wrath of Chung, a jealous student and member of the aggressive Fighting Dragons Kung Fu School. Chung and his crew beat Dre until Mr. Han, a quiet maintenance man, steps in and effortlessly fends them off. Awed by Han's abilities, Dre asks to learn Kung Fu. Han agrees, on the condition that Dre enters a Kung Fu tournament to face Chung in a proper match. At first, Dre is frustrated by the training, which seems to consist of repeating mundane tasks like taking off and hanging up his jacket. Eventually, Han reveals these were foundational moves building Dre's reflexes and discipline. Han takes Dre to a Taoist temple where they witness a woman controlling a cobra by mirroring its movements. Han later opens up about losing his wife and son in a car crash that he blames himself for, deepening Dre's motivation to succeed, for both their sakes. Dre embraces the physical and philosophical lessons, winning respect from Mei Ying's father. At the tournament, Dre advances to the semi-finals, prompting the Fighting Dragons master, Mr. Lee, to instruct a student to injure him. Though hurt, Dre refuses to quit. Han uses fire cupping to treat the injury so Dre can continue. In the finals, Chung targets Dre's leg, leaving him nearly defeated. Drawing on his training, Dre uses the Cobra technique to land the final blow, winning the tournament. Chung acknowledges Dre's strength and personally awards him the trophy, while the Fighting Dragons honor Han as their new master.